Today, we wanted to show you how to make an old-school Cantonese dish, lemon chicken. This dish is easy to love. It's a bit of boneless chicken, coated and deep-fried, and served with a sweet, lemony sauce. Now that said, there seems to be a lot of confusion online about lemon chicken, with many people insisting that it's an inauthentic takeout invention. While it does seem to have some Western influences, rest assured that this is originally a Hong Kong dish, less common nowadays, but certainly something you can find in Guangdong. But regardless, origins aside, to get started with lemon chicken, you'll need lemon. Here we're using half a lemon, and the Western influence will become immediately obvious because first you'll want to zest it. Zesting's not really something you see very often in Chinese cooking, which is why we don't actually own a zester. Now cut the lemon into slices, squeeze out the juice, and set that aside. Now for the chicken. Sometimes you'll see this done using a whole deboned chicken, but we went with chicken breast 250 grams worth. Butterfly by cutting into the breast, unfold it, and make sure it's relatively flat. Now in order to get your marinade to actually do something, carefully cut small grooves into the chicken about a centimeter apart, then turn the guy 90 degrees and do the same thing to get a checkerboard pattern. Transfer over to a bowl and toss in a teaspoon of liaojiu, aka Shaoxing wine, a teaspoon of light soy sauce, a half teaspoon sugar, half teaspoon salt, and a quarter teaspoon white pepper powder. Now do a bang-up job massaging the marinade into the chicken and set that aside for a half an hour to marinate, and as that's marinating, we'll prep the sauce. So to 50 milliliters of water, first add in a teaspoon of stock concentrate, mix well, and obviously feel free to use stock here instead if you like. Then toss in a quarter teaspoon salt, or a half teaspoon if you're using homemade stock, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and a quarter teaspoon of custard powder. I know custard powder is actually probably a bit more common in Hong Kong than it is in the West, but it'll really help balance the acidity of the lemon juice here. Mix well, and set aside. Now to deep fry, we'll be using an egg cornstarch batter, so first crack an egg and whisk it until no stray strands of egg white remain. Now to that egg, add in 6 tablespoons of cornstarch, and mix it for a couple minutes until a smooth batter forms. Then grab your chicken, toss in a tablespoon of cornstarch, and coat well. This will help the batter stick. Now go in with your batter, rub it onto the chicken, making sure that everything's nice and coated. Transfer that over to a plate of dry cornstarch, flip it around, get it good and even, and this is ready to deep fry. So now, in a wok with about 2 cups of oil, get it up until it's about 180 centigrade. Drop in your chicken and don't touch it. This will lower the temperature, which is fine because we're aiming to fry this at 170. After about 2 minutes, once the coating's hardened up a bit, flip and continue to fry, pouring over some hot oil if it's peeking out a bit. Continue to fry for about 2 minutes, then flip again, and fry for about a minute until everything's lightly golden brown. Take out the chicken, then get the oil up to about 200 centigrade, drop it in, and give that a second fry for 30 seconds. Remove the cutlet, transfer over to a paper towel-lined plate, and this guy is good to go. Now the sauce for this is dead simple. In a separate pot over medium heat, add in about a tablespoon of oil, and toss in 2 crushed cloves of garlic and an inch crushed ginger. Fry those for about 30 seconds till fragrant, then pour about a teaspoon of liaojiu wine over your spatula and swirl it around the pot. Then go in with your sauce. Let that boil together for about a minute, then remove the garlic and the ginger. Now go in with the lemon juice and zest. This stuff's added later in order to preserve the fragrance of the lemon. Then after about 15 seconds, go in with a slurry of a teaspoon of cornstarch mixed with a tablespoon of water. Bring to a boil to let that thicken right up, about 30 seconds, and you should be looking at something about this consistency. Now with the sauce ready to go, take your fried chicken and slice into about 1.5 by 2 inch pieces. Transfer over to a plate and smother that all with your lemon sauce. Optionally toss on some additional lemon slices if you had no other plans for them. Garnish with a totally superfluous piece of cilantro, and with that, your lemon chicken is done.
So we use chicken breast here. Whole chicken, deboned, is also another classic. You can obviously also use chicken thigh. And another really classic option is duck breast. It's also one of my favorite too. So check out the red link in the description box for a detailed recipe. A big thank you for everyone that's supporting us on Patreon. And of course, subscribe for more Chinese cooking videos.